Hi everybody, this is Bonnie and I'm coming to you with a little video on how to use your blend pens. Now, um, this is the third time I've done this video, so hopefully it will come out. I don't know what's going on. After I record, my camera is like way zoomed in. I don't know what's going on. So hopefully it'll be normal. So anyways, when you use your blend pens, you need to use Momentum Black ink. These are alcohol-based markers, and this is a fast-drying ink, and you need to use Momentum drying ink. I'm not a professional on blending, this is what I've learned, this is what I do. There may be other people out there that do things differently. I'm just explaining how I use the blend pens. So you want to use Momentum Black ink, and you want to stamp your image. Then a couple things about our blend pens is that they come in a dark and a light. They also have a brush tip and like a writing tip on them, which is a fatter tip. It's not like a real fine, it's kind of like a fatter tip. I prefer this tip to the brush tip. The other thing is, when you get them, they are very tight because you need them sealed tight because they are alcohol based. If they're not sealed tight, they will dry out quickly. So when you get them, the first few times you open them and use them, they are going to be rough. The more you use them, the easier they are going to get to come off. But when you're done, you want to make sure you hear that click. I always double check all my markers after a workshop when I'm using them myself. When I put them all away, I just give them all a good push to make sure that they are sealed, because you don't want them not sealed because it will ruin the marker. So the first thing that I do is I like to start with the light. Other people don't like to do this, but this is what I do. Now, I just start wherever and I just color the whole image that I want. I'm using Call Me Clover, and I'm coloring it all with the white, with the light. So wherever I want the light color, I'm coloring in. So I'm just going to color this little guy. I'm not doing anything, as you could tell, I'm not doing any fancy coloring. I'm just coloring. And one thing that my ladies like is that, like when you color with markers, normal markers, they leave like lines. These just blend. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. They just blend all the lines and they're all gone. Now, what I do with the dark is there is some images, people know how to do the light source from this angle, that angle. I don't know how to do that. I just decide where I want to put my black, where I want it to be lighter or darker. So I'm thinking maybe his knees are a little bunged up, so I'm going to put a little dark color here. I think I want a little bit of mark of these highlights. Make his nose a little darker, maybe under his ear and under his mouth. So that's all I've done on this one. Now I'm going to go back with my light color. And I'm going to go and I'm just going to blend. I'm going to color the whole image, but where the dark is, I'm going to kind of give it a little bit more push. Now, if you were doing a bigger image, they recommend that you do it in sections. So if I had a big image like a flower or something, they would recommend that you do a little bit of it, do some blending, and then go back. Like I'll explain that here in a little bit. Let me just want to get this blended in. I can't talk, I guess, and color at the same time. Some people could talk and chew gum. I guess I can't. And you see how it just colored in and made those areas a little darker and that a little lighter. Let me bring this up to the camera to see if you could see. See how it did that? Okay. Bring it down. All right. What I was talking about is, say these were a ton of flowers here, where these bat wings were. What they recommend, if you had a lot of flowers to do or something, they would say to color one flower. You know, they don't want this to dry too quickly. And then they would say, do your dark. And then they would say, go back over it with your light before the ink had a chance to dry too much. If you had gone through, if you had a big image here and you'd gone and done all the purple flowers, by the time you got back to your first purple flower, the light color might be too dry because they dry quickly, that it won't blend good. So that's what they're recommending that you do, is if you have something with light. Now this image isn't too huge, so I was able to just do all the light, then do the highlights, and then that. So that is what they recommend. Another thing that they have is they have a color lifter. And what the color lifter is I don't know if you could tell. I'll bring the camera up here. Right here, I went out of the lines when I was coloring. I didn't do it intentionally, but that's what that means. Now, what you want to do is you want to pull that color back into your image. And how I like to do it is I just take it and I just flick the end of it and I just keep going in until it blends. Now your image is going to get wet and it's going to bleed a little bit. See how it's bleeding into there? That's okay. Just keep lifting it. And now it looks like a big wet spot there, like you dumped water. See, I don't dare touch the zooming in and out, so I keep picking it up because I'm not sure. See how it looks a little wet right there? That's okay. Once it dries, you will not be able to tell that it's there at all. Over here, earlier, I had gone outside the line big time with purple. You can't even tell that it's not there. Can't tell because I used the color lifter. Another thing that you can use the color lifter for is, say you just wanted more light right here. You can go in a circle and kind of go over the image a little bit, and it just starts lifting it. It'll lift the color up. See, so it's just picking up the color. So that's what the color lifter is for. Now, because like I said, right here on the image where it had gone into my image that I colored, I'm just going to go back over that. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to blend it all in again. And you won't even know that that image had any issues. See? And it just blends it all right back in. And so that's all. This is how you use the blend pens. I hope this helped. I hope this gives a little information. Like I said, I'm not a professional. There may be other videos out there better, but I wanted to give this information out to my customers and some of my downlines. This is what I do, and this is how I use my blend pens. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Bye-bye.